Assalamu alaikum. So in this video we will learn the theory of convolution and then we will implement it in our MATLAB code and we will see that how to find this convolution. Okay, so let's start. So first of all you need to learn the theory. So this is my equation. This is the equation for the convolution. This is the equation for the convolution and I can write this thing as xn convolution of hn. Okay, and now let's say you have a signal which is xn, but in this formula you have xk. That means you have to convert this xn in, that means you have to convert this n domain into k domain. Okay, so let me write k instead of n, let me write k instead of n. So I have converted this n domain into k domain. Similarly, let's say I have an impulse function of any system hn, but you see that in my equation I have hn minus k. That means I have to convert this hn into hk and then I have to convert this hk into h minus k, and then if I add an n here, then I will get hn minus k. So first of all let's convert it to h minus k. So to convert it to h minus k, I need to fold this signal. So you see that this red part comes at the left. So I have folded this signal. So if I folded this signal, so I will get h minus k. And then what I will do, let's see. Okay, let me erase these things. Okay, so this is xk and this is h minus k. So it is initially here. So this is xk and this is h minus k. So now, but I need what? I need hn minus k, right? So if I write, let's say n is equal to 2, so h 2 minus k. So if n is equal to a positive number, then this signal will be shifted to the right by 2 amount. And if n is equal to, let's say, minus 2, then you have a minus 2 here, then it will be shifted to the left by minus 2. Okay, so the theory is, by changing this n, if I change the value of this n and put it here, then I can shift this to the left or to the right. If n is positive, then it will shift it to the right from the origin, and if n is negative, then it will be shifted to the left from the origin. Okay, so this is okay. So let's focus on this formula. So what I need, I have to multiply this thing, then sum this thing, and then I have to find this. What is this? This is the convolution of the two signal. So this convolution of the convolution is the function of n, right? That means I need to find y. So let's say here the value of n is minus 10. So I have to find what is the value of y when n is equal to minus 10. Okay, that means I need to find y is equal n is equal to minus 10, what is the value of y. And to do this, first I need to write here minus 10, and if I write here minus 10, so this signal will be shifted to the left. And if this signal shifted here, is there any common region between x and h? Because I have to multiply these two signals, right? That means I have to multiply these two values. So is there any common region? So the question is, what is here? What is the value of x in this region? As you have non-zero values here, so we can assume that we have some zero values here. So we have some zero values here, and then if I multiply this, as you have multiplication in the signal, and if I multiply this, you have simply 0. That means y minus 10 is equal to 0. Okay, let me give another example. Let's say now n is equal to minus 9 and I want to find y minus 9. Okay, so how can I find this? I just simply have to write n is equal to minus 10 and put it here. So this signal will be shifted to here, but see, is there any common region? No, there is no common region. That means the values of h is multiplying with the values of 0 0 0 0, and if you multiply with 0, the signal's value will be 0. So for -10 you have 0, for -9 you have 0. Okay, so now if I again increase n, so if I again increase the value of n, let's say initially it was -10, then -9, then -8, then -7, then this signal, oh sorry, so if I again increase it, oh I don't know what is happening. Okay, okay, so okay, so what I have told you, that if I increase the value of n, then it will be, let's say if when n is equal to -10, it was here, it was, let's say here, but if I increase the value of n, this will shift it to the right, this will shift it to the right, and in a specific n, these two signals start overlapping with each other. Okay, let me put it here. So this is for -10. Now I am increasing n, it's -9, then -8, then -7, then -6, then is n is equal to -5 or something, it's start overlapping, now overlaps, now overlaps, now overlaps, now overlaps, and overlapping, and it then again becomes 0, it then again go far. Okay, so firstly I need two things. First, when these two signals start overlapping, and when these two signals ends overlapping. Okay, and I have two formulas for the start overlapping and for end overlapping. Okay, so let me write these formulas. So start overlapping is basically, let's say what is n1. N1 is the time index for xn, so let's say this is n1, so this is n1, it is the index for x, and n2, this n2 is the index, the time index of h. Okay, so let me go to my code. So I have x here, and the time index of x is n1, and the time index for h is n2. Okay, and then the start overlapping, I mean for which n, I have to find a n for which n these two signals will start overlapping, and this is the, and this form this start of this n is equal to n1n plus n2 1. So this is the formula. So how this, let's check, is this formula right or wrong? Okay, so what is n1n? N1n is the first index. So what is the first element? Sorry, the first element of n1. So what is the first element? It is -4. So I have to write here -4. And what is the first element of n2? The first element of n2 is -2. So I have to write here -2. So that is, it's -6. Similarly, the end overlapping means I have to take the last element of n1 and last element of n2. That means what is the last element? It is 3. so I have to take here 3, and what is the last element of n2 is 4. hn, the last element of hn is 4, so I have to take here 4. So I have implemented this formula here. This is the just I have to understand the time indexing. So this is, you see, this is the starting index and this is the ending index. And what is n? N is the time index for y. So I have obtained the time index for y. That means so this is y and n is the time index for y. So it starts from where? So -4 - 2 is equal to -6. So -4 and -2 is equal to -6. So it starts from -6, and when it ends at 7. So this is 7. So in this region you will get some values, maybe it's positive or maybe it's negative, but at the outside this region you will get 0. Okay, so let's see in our code. So I have defined the time index, then I use a built-in function, and then if I try to plot this thing and grid on and run this code. So you see, for -6 to plus 7, this is 7, you have some non-zero values, and outside this region you have 0 values. You see, at 8 you have some 0 values. Okay, so now let's see how this formula works. Okay, let's see this formula really works or not. Okay, so let's see. Okay, let's try to see this formula works or not. Let's make this thing in a group. Okay, and take it here. Okay, now tell me, this is actually 3, right? I mean the length of this is 3 and the length of this is 4, right? Okay, now this is h minus k. I mean this is the inversion of hn. So this is, if you observe hn, so this is 4 and this 4 will be, and if this is 4, then this length is equal to 4. That means this length at the right, and here you have the length at the left. Similarly, this length is 2 and this length is at the left of the origin. So this length is 2 and this length is at the right at the origin. Okay, so this is 4 and this is 2. Let's make it group again. Okay, so now you are here. Okay, I mean you are here, and now you want to find when these two signals starts overlapping, and this is simply here. So you have to shift to the left. How much you have to shift to the left? How much you have to shift to the left? You see, 4, first 4 and then 2. Okay, just observe this 2, just observe. Now you have to just observe this 4 and this 2. Okay, so see, okay, let me tell you one thing. So this longer length, it is the value of 0. It is the value of at the origin. Okay, so now let's take it at the origin. Now you have to shift it to the left. First you have to shift this to the so first you have to shift it here, the origin, and then again you have to shift it here. That means how much you are shifting? You are shifting 4 plus 2, and as you are shifting to the left, that means you have to take here minus, and it's equal to -6. It matches. And then again, let's say you have you have to find the ending of the overlap. So you have to go first at the right, and here the overlaps end. So first you have to go 3 times right, and then again you have to go 4 times right. That means you have to first you have to go 3 times right, and then you have to go 4 times right, and the summation of 3 and 4 is 7, and thus these two formulas work. Okay, thank you.